What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Uber Cold Garage. On this week's episode, we are going to be working on the bug a tiny bit, and then we're actually jumping over to the ghia. So we're getting that thing ready. I am going to end up pulling the motor out of that car and the computer, and the actual car will be for sale here shortly. I'm gonna clean a whole bunch of stuff up, fix a bunch of stuff, and get it all nice and ready for sale. It'll be completely ready for a swap. That way whoever buys it can pick their motor that they want and drop it in, and you have a good, nice running car. So I'll end up selling it for a good price. That way, if somebody wants a Subaru swapped car, it's not going to cost them a fortune. So we will get to all of this right now. Hope you guys enjoy. I got my carbon fiber layers on here. Turned out really good, nice and smooth, no issues. It's still a little tiny bit damp, so I just gotta keep pressing it where it needs to be pressed. I actually have the screw hole indents for the actual headlights. Just got to keep pressing it, get it exactly where it needs to go, and then we'll coat these in resin and then cut them out and get them all set up and ready to go. Got 2 coats of resin on it. It ended up being super nice and glossy. Have a couple little fish eyes in it. It's still drying, so I'll still have to sand it and clear it, but other than that, it turned out really, really nice. Even the indents for the screws turned out really good. So let these dry up overnight, and I'll come back tomorrow and trim them up. I'm gonna get back into the ghia real quick. It's been sitting for quite a while, and California is super smoky, so everything's dirty and gross. What I'm going to be doing is building a rear firewall. That way don't get any fumes or any hot air inside of the car anymore. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a panel that fits in this corner here, one on the other side, and then I think I'm going to take the carpet off the back of the seat and just cover that in steel. Well, I'll cover it in sound deadening and then steel, and then I'll make the seat latch on both sides. That way it seals the whole thing. And that way, if you ever need to, you can unstrap the seat and get back here and do all that. So we're gonna start doing that and taking some measurements and see how it goes. All right, so after a lot of cutting and test fit and cutting again and test fit, I got the panel in there and got the foam pad on it. So that turned out pretty good. I am going to go through and clean all of this up and repaint all of it before I go to sell it. So everything worked out really good there. I'm actually going to cover this in some heat wrap and sound deadening stuff, and then cut a piece of carpet for this whole section. That way it's nice and clean, and I will end up making a new rear door panel. So far so good. Everything seals up nice. I have to put latches on the top of the seat to hold it back, but it's turning out exactly the way that I was thinking it was going to. Couple new things. I made a bracket that holds the seat there. Sorry, it just got blurry. So I made that bracket that holds the seat where it needs to be. It isn't going anywhere. I also made a bottom trim panel that covers up the base where the transmission raise goes through. So I'm going to end up repainting and cleaning up all of this stuff, getting it all nice and clean. And then I'm going to remake the rear seat. That way it raises up a little bit. That way the battery fits underneath there. All of the wiring harness and all of that, which is a mess at the moment, will have nice good space for it. And then we'll make some new door panels and clean everything up in here, and then we'll put the back seat back in and should be looking pretty good. Got a big sheet of masonite, so the next thing on the ghia will be rear rear panels, and I think I'm going to remake the fronts. I might end up changing the fabric. I'll leave the back seat kind of the way that it is. Maybe I might change it, but I'm definitely going to leave the headliner in there just because it turned out so good. But the original front door cards are pretty beat up, as you can see. And the bottom, I have like 3 or 4 screws holding the bottoms in because the cardboard door cards that are in it are completely falling apart. So I'm gonna make some new door panels and make rear ones to clean up the rear. The original rear door cards were completely torn apart, so I don't have anything to copy. So pulled out the trusty construction paper and got my template. So now I'll cut this out of the masonite and copy it onto the passenger side, and then we'll get to pulling out the front door panels and get those ones done too. First test piece, it actually turned out perfect. It's got a little hump in there, but once it gets the fasteners to get it in, to hold it in where it needs to go, it'll fit up perfect. All of the corner edging ended up perfect. Might have to sand it down just a tiny bit more, but other than that, I really like how that turned out. Now to foam pad it and put some fabric on it. Auto adjusting doors. So yep, time to get some fabric on this, and I'll cut the next one and then we'll move up to the front door panels. Sorry it's a little dark, but just like that, there's 2 of them. So time to start figuring out what fabric to pick up and then cover these up. Alright guys, so that's all I have for you this week. It's kind of a shorter video. I've been really busy with work and just trying to get out and do as much as I can while I can. Next video will probably be pulling the motor, touching up some paint, doing a couple more interior things, getting it all nice and clean, and hopefully I'll have a video for you next weekend. I'll definitely try and get it out there. If not, it might be middle of the week after next weekend. So we'll hop on to getting that stuff done, and we'll try and get that thing for sale here pretty quick, because once I sell that, this is getting the new roll cage ordered and a whole bunch of parts and stuff. So we should be, if I can sell the ghia, this will end up being very close to being able to get it running and driving. So we'll cross my fingers that everything goes smooth and hopefully somebody wants it. If you do want the car, go ahead and leave me a comment and I will get back to you, or follow me on Instagram and DM me. I will put my Instagram down in the comments or in the description of the video. So that's it for this one. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out, guys.